Welcome to Exploring the Holos. This is Andy again, and today we're going to be talking about the mind-brain dialectic. But first, I have to get an oil change. My light on my car is telling me oil change, so I guess I just have to obey orders. I think that I'm going to not be pushing these out every Friday. I feel like it's just too busy. Even though I don't work on Fridays right now, it's very, very busy with other things and holidays and get-togethers and stuff. I don't know exactly when my next video after this will be, but I will get back to you when I get home, and we'll talk about the mind-brain dichotomy and modes of existence and things that people seem to be confused about. All right. Can you see me now? Great. All right, I'm not going to wait till I get home. I gotta get going on this. I got things to do tonight. So here we go. People think that matter can produce their mind. They think that they are their brain. Most people think that they are their body, which is totally untrue. I hope you can hear me. Crank it up. Crank it up. I know I don't have a microphone. I need to have a laptop. Doing the best I can here. We might work on some equipment upgrades in the future. But I'm sure you can see how a lot of people think that they are their body. They are their brain. Most of you think this also. But many eons of studying has never shown any way that a human brain can create thought. I don't know if any of you studied Leibniz, but he had a theory called Leibniz's mill, where if you could shrink yourself small enough to get inside of a human brain, you would only see the parts of the brain. You wouldn't see any subjectivity. There would be no part inside that brain that could make the thoughts. And that's another thing. You need to understand what a thought is. A thought is simply data. Your thoughts are data. They're what you are. They're the data that you are. You are data. That's it. Created by your thoughts. You are a complex of thoughts, and that cannot be created by an object. Objects cannot create subjects. They're two separate things. Mathematically, we can show, or we can know that subjects can create objects, but that's a little more complicated than I want to get into in this video. We're just going to go try to explain how you are not your body. Your mind is what you are. Your mind, your soul is what you are completely. Your body is simply like a vehicle that your mind connects to through Fourier transforms. So your mind is connected to your brain through mathematical data. Everything that you can make your body do is controlled by the data that the variables in the data that you change within the DNA of your brain when your mind thinks thoughts. And that's getting a little complicated again. Trying to get rid of my ums. I'm very not a good speaker. I was never good at speaking, getting up in front of people. I'm better at drinking, 10 beers and getting up and singing It's much easier. Maybe I should try drinking before I do these. I've heard I've heard that yeah, that might work better, but um yeah, so in short, uh what are some good books for this? I think still the Jack Tanner book covers this a lot. Um I'm not exactly sure what Mike Hockney books. I know some people, say I shouldn't be pushing Mike Hockney books if I think they're bigoted. If you recognize the bigoted parts and you just take it for what it is and take the information out of there, I mean, literature is literature, and I've never been an advocate for banning or burning books. I think even if a book is bad, you should still read it because um, you should be able to think for yourself and be able to parse out the bad parts of the books and the good parts of the books that you want to take out of there. And I'll read books. I've read, books against Hyperianism, and I absolutely read the Mob and Circus book. I found most of that trash, but it had some good stuff in it. So I'll read any book if it's got anything that I can learn out of it. And here I am going off on a tangent. But basically, the mind brain dichotomy is the difficulty that people have trying to envision themselves as being a mind outside of time and space. Your mind exists in the source domain. We know this because you can't say, my mind is this big, it's this long by this high, or this deep. It's infinite. Your mind is infinite. It has no dimensions. It's zero dimensional. It's in the source domain. It controls your dimensional avatar that's within the holos, the dimensional domain. So, people think that their spirit is like inside their body because um, all of your senses, are directed towards your brain. They're filtered through your brain. So automatically people think that they are their brain or their soul is inside their brain. Like when their body dies, their soul's going to fly away to some magical place where, everything's perfect for eternity. But that's just not the case. When your body dies, you connect to a new one. And then when that body dies, you connect to a new one. And so on and so forth. And as you become more evolved, as your mind becomes more evolved, you connect to a more evolved avatar. So you start out as a single cell organism, then a plant, and then a simple animal, a more complex animal, a human, and then who knows? There could be other species somewhere that's far more mentally advanced. But then again, you're getting away from your planet. Your planet is like a seed, and we're sent here to create this collective to become a one planet consciousness. And then after that, we no longer need these bodies. We no longer need this physical planet anymore. And that's the goal. So basically, what we want to do is transcend this physical form. That's my belief, anyways, from everything I've read and heard and from the circles that I'm in. You might think it's crazy. You might believe that there's some big Santa Claus guy up in the sky that's going to give you everything you wish for if you be good and follow his commands. but I don't see any proof of that. I do see proof that energy cannot be created or destroyed, and everything else can be proven with mathematics. I've never found anything that can't be. So, yeah. And modes of existence. Basically, I wanted to go through the Hyperion Triscale. Is kind of, it has multiple meanings. Let's see if I got something. Here we go. This one's got snakes on it. But here we go. See how you got those 3 sections there? This symbol can stand for a lot, but I think the modes of existence are probably the most important part. So you have your avatar, which is a part of you. Your mind, or your soul, that's another part of you. And the absolute, which is a part of you. But that's you as all of us. All of us together are the absolute. So you need to see yourself as all 3 of these. And it makes it a lot easier to understand this. And it makes it a lot easier to do the right thing and have the right what do I want to say? It makes you do the right thing for the collective. If you're thinking as other people as being another you, like Jesus said, when you drink these words from my mouth, I become you and you become me. We're all one and the same. We're reflections of another. We are all God, and we are all individuals. It's really hard to explain unless you have the triadic perspective. The avatar, the monad, the mind or soul, and the absolute. Avatar, monad, the absolute. If you can visualize yourself as all of those, everybody is stuck for the most part in their own avatar. They feel like when their avatar dies, that's it. And then the religious people feel like when their avatar dies, then their mind or spirit goes on to heaven. So, they're kind of close, but the religion is kind of brainwashy. And we push the avatar, or not the avatar, absolute. We want to push the absolute. We want to start taking care of our planet, taking care of all the other people. And we want a planetary society. And the only way to have a planetary society is for everybody to understand and conceive of this analog all. I think I mentioned that last week, but it's very, 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 very important. So, I think that's all I got for this week. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about next week or what we're going to do. With the holidays and everything, I can't really say when my next video will be, but it'll probably be something a little bit lighter or different. I don't want to do talking. I don't want to be talking every week for 13 or 15 minutes. But I guess if you have other questions or anything, put them in the comments, or things that you want me to talk about, and then I'll try to do that. I'm open to suggestions at this point. So have a great week. Have a great shadow season, Saturnalia, or Christmas, or Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, or shit. What else we got? New Year's, uh, Janus. Uh, just don't forget this year. Let's keep the Saturn and Saturnalia. This has been Exploring the Holos. My name is Andy. I am Hyperion. Ad Astra, my friends.